My name is Elvis Torres, and I'm the product manager at Laticrete International for the concrete remediation group. So that includes all of your moisture mitigation, your self-leveling, your patch, your primers, your skim, the mortars, all that good stuff. My lovely assistant today is Alejandro Luna. He is the Florida rep for concrete remediation. So if you're in Florida and you need something flat, he's the man to see. He also likes long walks on the beach, among many other things. But enough with Alejandro. Let's go over to the products. So here at Laticrete, we offer something really special, and we like to say the good, better, best option for our customers. We pretty much have the whole array of self-leveling issues that you can cover in just 3 easy packages, easy to understand. Sometimes when you look at some other, products in the industry, this could be a little bit overwhelming in what you see. There's so many products, and what do I use for what application, and so on and so forth. So we're going to start off with NXT level flow. So NXT level flow is our value engineered SLU. So what does that mean? It packs a lot of punch for a little bit of money, right? That's our entry level SLU. It gets 4,000 PSI in just 28 days. You can pour floor covering over this product in 48 hours. It can go up to 2 inches thick. So again, a very aggressive product, very nice to use, creamy. Another great thing about this product is that, we're giving you a phenomenal flow that we've learned throughout the years of our SuperCap program and other programs that we use to pump. We take that technology, that nice flowing self-leveling, and we incorporate it into all our products. And Flow is really giving you that technology for a real nice price. Also, it has a very long open time. So it has an open time of about 30 to 40 minutes. So what that does is it gives the contractor a lot of time to place that product onto the floor. If you're an installer that's just beginning, or you have to run from one side to the building to the other to do an application, NXT level flow gives you that time that you need to really place the product down on the floor and really get a perfect finish. So this has been a very good product for us. We just recently released this product in 2021 in our February launch date. So here at Laticrete, we launch products in February, and we also launch them in July. So it's either launch window 1 or launch window 2. So here we have Gilles, our manager of technical services. He's doing all the heavy lifting today because I'm delicate. And he's going to be pouring the self-leveling underlayment, which is NXT level flow. And you're going to be able to see in the camera how nice and easy that product flows out, that you really don't have to even do much work to it. So Alejandro's been really killing the market over here in Florida with this product. It's just a phenomenal product. It gets the job done, and it gets the job done for a very, very, very good price. So,
and some feedback I'll throw on this from experience, comparing the different levelers and also different calibers of installers. You start somewhere. So obviously when you're starting, you want to start with something that's going to work with you, not against you. Maintaining a wet edge for self-leveling is very important. So the longer that wet edge stays open, the more likely you're going to have success and knock it out in make it look seamless, basically, instead of making it look like a bunch of canals of patching. So when he said 30 to 45 minutes of open time, that's almost double to what you would get compared to your standard SLU. We know that because we have others as well. So this one, it's, for Florida weather, let's say now, summertime, there's no the HVAC system isn't on. There's no ventilation in the building. It's, the water's coming out of the hose at 85, 90 degrees. You are right out the gate, have the worst conditions possible for self-leveling, okay? So this technology, the open time, allows you to be a lot more forgiving with the material. It's a lot more forgiving for the installer, especially if they're learning. Instead of doing 10-foot strips, you can probably do 20 to 30-foot strips now, because you're not as nervous of losing your wet edge when you start back on the opposite side. Okay, so one thing I'll notice, we poured this one first. We did that intentionally. I expect this one to dry after the other two, and we did that on purpose, okay? So that's the entry-level value engineered, a great bang for its buck. And for Florida, it's my favorite because we're doing a lot of new installer trainings, and this makes it that much more easier to have that much control of the entire crew and still be able to lay down a nice floor, okay? So this has been down for a little bit. I'm just gonna move it around, and you can see kind of how it just self-heals into itself, okay? This is a self-leveling underlayment. Having said that, that doesn't mean if I pour it in one corner, it's gonna move all the way to the opposite side, So it's all about the tooling as well. You use the tooling right, you're playing a game of chess instead of a game of checkers, okay? So you have the right tooling, you're spreading out straight lines in your tipping cart, and you're notching it and gauging it with the right material, you can really do some exponentially quick flooring versus just your traditional mud set. You know, an ace crew can probably do 1,000 square feet in a day on a mud set, but if the floor is open and it's prepped, you can do probably 10,000 square feet of self-leveling and cover the same, you know, the same job. So what used to take a week can probably do in 2 days because you prepped it in one, okay? So we have our next material here. If you want to go ahead and start highlighting that one, Elvis.
Yeah, no problem. Very smooth with words, as you can tell, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, he's a rock star. Next product we're doing is the NXT level. So this is a legacy product of ours. We've had this product out for multiple years, hundreds of millions of square feet done with this product. It's higher in compressive strength, so it's a mid-range now. We're going to mid-range of our, so it's 5,000 PSI. You can put floor covering on top of it within 24 hours, after 24 hours. And overall, a workhorse. The special thing about NXT level, which kind of separates it against other people, is that it's high pour depth. You can pour this product up to 3 inches thick in one shot. So what does that mean? What does it matter? Well, listen, if you're gonna have to pour, you're gonna have a concrete slab that has crevices or voids or something like that, you're gonna have to do that application in 2 different shots. So you're gonna level, let that cure, let it do its thing, then prime again, and then level one more time. So with a high application depth of 3 inches, you're gonna be able to cover that in one shot and just be able to pour. Again, phenomenal flow characteristics, taking what we learned from our super cap, our technology of pumping these SLUs, we introduced that, and we're bringing this into the NXT line, which is also a phenomenal line. If you need to do barrel mixing, no problem. Pumping it and small pumps, no problem. It's very, very, very good overall, all of them. Great workhorses. So a little bit step in the higher direction of performance, again, with NXT level. So and we're doing the clear cases for you guys so you can clearly see about what 3 inches is looking like.
So this one has a coarser aggregate. Traditional levelers peak at 1.25 inches. We have other ones that do. So those have finer sands in them, obviously. So the coarser the aggregate, the bigger the lift can be. So your thinner caps may be a little more difficult to lay down. So always consider the application. Are you doing a deep pour? Or are you doing just a single, you know, are you flattening a floor versus leveling a floor? You're doing 1/8 of an inch instead of 1 inch. So having the right recipe for that specific application matters. So I would never recommend, if someone's gonna say, I just need 1/8 of an inch cap to flatten a floor. I'm gonna recommend use flow, because one, it behaves better at 1/8 of an inch, but it also has the open time to where if you're not a great finisher, it has that open time to kind of melt on the floor as well too. So it works with you instead of against you. Where this one, and 3 inches in a single lift, that's a big deal. Sometimes these fire escapes are 2 inches high, okay? And if you can knock out these corridors in a single lift, and you tell a GC that, your time is money in applications like that. So having the capacity to do twice the amount of lift without aggregate, because we can extend with P-growl any leveler and go 3 inches. I can extend this one and go 6 inches if I need to, but that's a whole nother different type of job site when you're starting to introduce aggregate. So knowing that right out the bag, you can do a large lift, that adds value to your job site. We've done that on many, many occasions. Yep. Sounds like the next one's coming up. You want to start talking about that next product?
Yep. So the last one that we have in our arsenal of SLUs is NXT Level Plus. So NXT Level Plus has been out in the industry for a while, but we just gave it a serious revamp in 2021. So a lot of times applications are not only concrete, they're not only going to be that type of substrate. You have to go over plywood, OSB, you got to go over weak substrates that maybe have to be repaired. Like let's say you're lifting up a floor and under that floor there's gypsum and you have to now flatten that. This product's been really, really awesome in all those type of applications. And the great thing is that you don't need to use metal lath when using this product over plywood or OSB. All you have to do is just prime, wear NXT primer, and you're good to go. So no need for lath. As they say, it requires no blood from you. Lath is hard to find nowadays. It costs a lot of money. And overall, it's just a more timely process for the installation. So with Plus, you just prime again with 3-to-1 with NXT primer, which is diluted. So you're getting a lot of bang for your buck there because you're mixing water with it. So, and just prime it and you're good to go. And this product is 5,300 PSI in 28 days. Again, and it's also fiber reinforced. So that's saying you're going over wood substrates. That substrate's not going to be as rock solid as a concrete slab. It's going to be flexing. There's going to be movement. And you need a product that's going to be able to bend to that movement. And that's why the fibers are in there to help reinforce the product in that flexural capability. So again, really engineering it far past, you know, what's requirements to try to just give the best product for our customers.
Yeah, typically a fiber would resist a trowel. It gets real sticky. So the nice thing about it is how this is able to lay down as well. You know, metal lath, when we had just these two products, we would have to do metal lath with washers 6 inches on center. It becomes more of a nail and prep job versus a self-leveling job at that point. You know, that's a whole different, you know, accountability on a good fastening with all those screws. 6 inches on center in a large area, that can add up. But you also have to do a 3/4 inch minimum of a lift to bury that lath. Okay, so let's say you already have an existing elevation or the doors or framing's already in. You can't raise the floor 3/4 of an inch for a subfloor, let alone your entire assembly, which will probably make it you know, an inch. So the nice thing about the fibers being inside of it, now I can go to a 1/4 inch minimum because I don't have to bury metal lath anymore. I can go from a 1/4 inch to 1.25 inches to fill that gap. So before we were kind of really pressed on wood substrates, because one, we had to lath it, but my minimum was 3/4. Now it's a 1/4 inch, so it's a third of the cost of what it used to be, volume-wise and mixing-wise and time-wise. And a lot of that time went into the lath, acquiring the right screws, getting the chicken wire. You might have to go to multiple places to get the right amount of lath. You know, so now everything comes, you just add water to the bag and you're ready to go. No more piecing a bunch of different tools for something that's not really a common application. So good, better, best. I'm a fanatic of all three of them, but there's no universal answer. You know, I would not recommend this for thin caps. I do not recommend this over wood. Can I recommend this over concrete? Yes, I can. If it's a rapid job and they need 16 hours, I'm gonna do that. But if they're not in a hurry, I can go 24-hour, I can go 48-hour, and be more forgiving for the applicator and not work with a rapid cure material if it's a slow-paced job. Yeah. You know, so ask the right questions, qualify the job, we'll build the assembly to make a comprehensive warranty.
Exactly, and then again, all these products are working together, so what you're going to be able to prime all these substrates with is going to be our NXT primer. Again, it's diluted with water, so there's different ratios. You have 1:4, 1:3, but it's always 1 part primer, 3 parts water. So again, you're really extending what you have in this bucket. You're extending that really far with different applications. So very versatile product, nanoparticle technology, goes really deep into all the substrates and creates that strong bond. Now, if we also have our prime and bond, which is our smooth surface primer. So let's just say that you have a resinous flooring, right, in a garage or whatever it may be, a resinous flooring in a living room, and you're like, hey, you know what? I don't have time to prep it. That floor is well bonded. Let's just kind of move and prime it and go. This is what you would use to go over an extremely smooth surface, level it, and then in and out. So you wouldn't need to, remove that flooring if it's well bonded. Tile as well. If you have a tile floor or a stone floor on the floor, just prime it. Once it's cured in 1 to 3 hours, you just level right over it. And it's aggregate infused. It's one component. All you do is pop the lid, mix it a little bit, and you're good to go. It has the aggregate in there for that mechanical bond. That mechanical bond grabs onto that self-leveling underlayment and just really makes a solid application. So again, many different options in the priming aspect as well. This product is great for large applications. You could put it in a sprayer, in a backpack, and walk around, just spray it on the floor really quick. You're moving kind of quick. This one's a little bit slower, but it offers nice features like bonding to smooth surfaces. So again, like Alejandro said, ask the right questions, and we definitely have the products for you. And that's not only for this is moisture mitigation, repair, all that good stuff. So
now the way I normally distinguish, to make it simple, NXT primer on your right is a porous primer. It's water-based, latex, concentrate, okay? Where prime and bond I refer to as liquid sandpaper, okay? So it's for non-porous substrates. So if we ever walk in a job, you probably keep a water bottle in your car. Bring it on the job, drop some water, and if it absorbs, you have what? A porous substrate. You qualify for NXT primer. If it beads, and there's no budget in the job to actually profile it mechanically, that's almost like a cheat code to a video game if you ask me. But that's a membrane though, okay? So all membranes need to, don't breathe. So always take into account, latex can breathe. You have a breathable system where a membrane, it can only tolerate so much moisture. So just like your waterproofing, same thing. You're looking for 5 pounds or below or 75% RH or below, treat it the same way, okay? But porous, non-porous primer and 1 technically could eliminate the need for a grinder blast depending on the application. And now you're talking a couple bucks a square foot at that point. So, I mean, it really adds value to a job site on a competitive bid.
Yeah, guys, if you guys have any more questions or want to find a rep that's local in your state, whatever, we're right behind the booth right here. Please swing by. We're here to help you in any way, shape, or form. And we appreciate your attention today. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
And if you're local to Florida, I'm your guy. So please come by, introduce yourself. I'd love to meet you. All right?
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.